Stop. Do not scroll past this. I know you almost did. I know your thumb was already moving, but something made you pause, and I need you to understand that pause was not an accident. That moment of hesitation, that was not you. That was heaven reaching through the noise of everything competing for your attention today and whispering, "This one is for you, stay." Because right now, somewhere in the spiritual realm, a door is being held open. Not for everyone, not for the person who was just here a moment ago. For you, specifically, unmistakably, urgently for you. I am going to tell you something that may feel impossible to believe at first. God has been watching a particular season of your life very closely. The season that hurt you the most. The one you have not been able to fully explain to anyone, not even to yourself. The one that left you walking through ordinary days carrying an extraordinary weight that no one else could see. And He sent me here today, not to comfort you with vague promises, but to deliver something specific, a warning, a revelation, and a word so precise about what is coming into your life in the next 72 hours, that by the time this message ends, you will not be the same person who pressed play. So please, do not look away. Not yet. What I am about to say is not for the spiritually casual. It is for the ones who have prayed alone in the dark, the ones who have held their tears together in public and released them in private, the ones who have asked God why and heard silence, and chose to keep believing anyway. If that is you, and I believe it is, then what I am about to reveal was written for your soul before this day even began. Before I speak the rest of this message over your life, I want to pause for just a breath. You found this message today, and I believe with everything in me that you were guided here. But somewhere out there, right now, there is someone sitting in a room feeling completely alone. Someone who does not know where to turn. Someone who is one word of truth away from choosing hope over despair. They have not found this message yet. This channel exists for them too. Every word spoken here, every message delivered, every soul that feels seen and heard and chosen. It reaches someone who desperately needed to hear it. If what you are hearing right now is touching something real inside you, if this message is meeting you exactly where you are, consider sharing this light with one more person. Not because this channel needs it, but because that stranger needs it. That person in the dark room, the one you will never meet, the one whose name you will never know. They are waiting for something exactly like this to find them. There is a small way to help keep this mission going, to make sure more messages like this one can reach more people who are praying for answers. The link is quietly resting in the description below, and in the first pinned comment, if your heart feels moved. If you believe this kind of message matters, you can pour a small cup of warmth into this work, not as a transaction. As a torch passed between two people who both know what it means to need light in the dark. But now let us go deeper, because what God has for you today cannot wait. I need you to hear this first, and I need you to hear it clearly, not just with your mind, but with the part of you that stopped trusting a long time ago. God has not been distant. I know it felt that way. I know there were nights when the silence felt louder than any answer. I know there were moments when you looked at your life and wondered if heaven had simply moved on, chosen someone easier, someone less broken, someone whose prayers did not keep circling back to the same unresolved pain. But here is what was actually happening in those silent seasons. Heaven was not ignoring you. Heaven was protecting you from something you could not yet see clearly enough to refuse on your own. There is a person, you know exactly who I am referring to. Your body just responded to that sentence before your mind could catch up. There is a person whose name still occupies a room in your heart that you have not been able to fully close. Someone whose absence rewrote the story of who you thought you were. Someone who made you feel like loving deeply was a weakness rather than the most extraordinary thing about you. That person did not leave because you were not enough. They left, or they stayed in ways that hurt you because they could not carry the weight of who you truly are. Your light was too honest for someone living in half-truths. Your love was too whole for someone offering fragments. Your faith was too real for someone performing belief. And so they did what people do when they encounter something they cannot diminish. They ran, or they stayed and broke things quietly, or they disappeared just when you needed them to show up. And you, beloved, were left holding the pieces and asking yourself what you did wrong. You did nothing wrong. You were simply too much soul for someone with too little courage. Something is shifting in the spiritual atmosphere around your life right now. I need you to feel that as you hear this. Not imagine it, feel it. There is a restlessness that has been building inside you. Random memories surfacing at strange hours. Dreams that carry emotional weight you cannot shake in the morning. A knowing that something is about to change, and you cannot locate exactly where that knowing comes from. That is not anxiety. That is preparation. Heaven does not drop revelations without preparing the soul first. The dreams you have been having, the unexpected emotions rising in your chest when you least expect them, the moments of inexplicable sadness or inexplicable peace, those are not random. Those are the angels clearing space in your spirit for what is about to arrive. And what is arriving is not destruction. What is arriving is clarity. For too long, you have been living with an incomplete story. You were handed one version of why things happened the way they did. You were given silence where explanation was owed. You were left to fill in the blanks yourself. And because you are the kind of person who loves deeply, the story you filled in cast you as the one who was not enough. The one who needed to be better. The one who somehow caused their own abandonment. God is about to rewrite that narrative. Not in your imagination, in reality. Something is coming to you. A message, a conversation, an unexpected revelation. A moment of sudden and undeniable clarity that will show you the full picture, and when it comes, you will understand, perhaps for the very first time, that what happened to you was never about your worth. It was about their fear, their limitation, their inability to receive something as real as what you were offering. And child, when that clarity arrives, do not brace for impact as though it will destroy you. Brace for it the way you brace for relief, because that is what it will feel like. Not more pain, the end of pain's ability to confuse you. I want to speak now about the one who caused this wound, not to give them attention they do not deserve, but because God told me something about them that your heart needs to hear in order to release the questions that have been keeping you awake. They are not okay, not in the way people pretend not to be okay while secretly thriving. Genuinely, spiritually, they are restless in a way they cannot explain to themselves. Something is unsettled in them. They move through their days carrying a weight they do not have language for. Because what they did, the way they treated your love, the way they treated your trust, it echoed. Not just in your life, in theirs. They think about you at strange hours, not because they are coming back, but because the soul always knows when it has behaved below its own calling. Their pride may still defend their choices, but in the quiet moments, in the space between sleep and waking, something in them keeps returning to you, to what they had, to what they threw away, to what they will spend years trying to replicate in someone else, and never quite finding again. This is not about revenge. I want to be clear about that. I am not telling you this so you can feel satisfaction. I am telling you this because for far too long you have been wondering if it mattered. If you mattered, you mattered. You matter. You always did. Here is what heaven is doing in this exact season of your life. And I need you to receive this slowly because every word of it is true. God is not waiting for you to fix yourself before He moves on your behalf. He is not waiting for you to stop crying, stop doubting, stop carrying the last piece of grief before He decides you are ready for something new. He is moving now, in the middle of the mess, in the middle of the unanswered questions, in the middle of the version of you that still sometimes struggles to believe you deserve what you are asking Him for. He is already moving. Conversations are happening on your behalf that you cannot hear yet. Doors are being arranged, people are being positioned, circumstances that seem completely unrelated to your prayers are being quietly aligned. What looks like ordinary life from the outside is a miracle being assembled from the inside. You have been praying for clarity. It is on its way. You have been praying for peace. It is already in the room with you, closer than you realize. You have been praying for a love that does not disappear when things get hard. A love that chooses you openly and without condition. That prayer has been heard, and the answer has been set in motion. Not because you finally prayed the right way or believed hard enough, but because God is faithful to his children. Even the ones who are still learning to believe they are worth being faithful to. Especially those ones. I want to slow down here for just a moment. If you are still with me, if this message has been reaching something real inside you, I want to gently share something with you. There is someone, maybe someone you know, maybe a stranger you will never meet, who is sitting somewhere right now in the exact kind of pain you once sat in. They are asking the same question. They are carrying the same invisible weight, and they have not yet found words that meet them where they are. This mission exists to reach them, to create a space where the spiritually weary can find rest, where the ones who feel forgotten can feel found, where the ones who stopped believing they were chosen can hear it one more time until it finally lands. If this message touched something true in you today, you can help it reach that person. Not by sharing it, though sharing is a beautiful gift, but if your heart feels led, there is a quiet way to pour a little fuel into this flame. A cup of something warm, a simple gesture of support, resting in the description below and in the pinned comment. When you offer that, you are not supporting a channel. You are helping carry a light to someone who is still waiting in the dark for someone to remember them. That someone is real, their need is real, and your willingness to help is holy. Now let us finish what God started in you today. Here is what I see when I look at where you are right now, and I need you to hear this without deflecting it or explaining it away. You are not behind. You are not broken beyond use. You are not the cautionary tale you sometimes tell yourself you are, when the hour is late and the thoughts are loud. You are in the middle of becoming. Every wound you have carried, every prayer you whispered into what felt like empty air, every act of faith you performed, when faith felt like the most illogical thing available to you, all of it has been building something in you. A depth of character that cannot be manufactured. A capacity for genuine love that can only be grown through genuine pain. A wisdom about what is real and what is performance that most people never develop because they were never forced to look closely enough. The heartbreak that once defined a season of your life is not the defining feature of your story. It is the foundation under the next chapter. The person who once made you feel small will someday stand at a distance and watch you walk in a wholeness they cannot explain and cannot enter. Not because you wished that on them, but because God restores what was taken from his children, and he does it in a way that makes the restoration undeniable. You will wake up one morning, and it will not be dramatic. It will be quiet, and you will realize the weight is gone. You will reach for the familiar ache, and it will not be there. You will think of them and feel something neutral, something clean. And in that moment you will understand that you have been healed completely. Not partially, not mostly, completely. That morning is closer than you think. Now I want to speak directly over the next 72 hours of your life, because this is where the divine warning becomes most specific. Be watchful. Not anxious, watchful. Something is going to cross your path in the next 3 days that is not coincidental. It may come as a name that surfaces unexpectedly, a conversation that takes a turn you did not anticipate, a feeling of sudden and inexplicable peace after a long period of unrest, a small moment that carries enormous spiritual weight. When it comes, and it will come, do not dismiss it. Do not rationalize it into ordinariness. Do not let the logical part of your mind reduce it to coincidence. Coincidence is what people call miracles when they are afraid to believe in something greater than probability. God is speaking to you specifically in this season. He is using ordinary things as extraordinary messengers. He is writing a message in the language of your daily life, and He is asking you to be awake enough to read it. If something feels significant, it is. If a name comes to you with unexpected emotion attached, pay attention. If you feel called to reach out to someone, or to step back from someone, or to make a decision you have been postponing, this is the season to move, not in fear, in faith. Because what is waiting on the other side of your obedience right now is something your prayers have been building toward for longer than you realize. I want to leave you with this, and I want you to receive it not just in your mind, but in the part of you that has been fighting hardest to believe it. You are not an afterthought in the story God is writing. You are not a side character in someone else's redemption arc. You are not someone He is trying to squeeze into a plan that was designed around more worthy people. You are the point of the plan. Your healing, your wholeness, your freedom, your joy. These are not byproducts of something more important. They are the thing itself. God is not doing great things in spite of you. He is doing great things through the exact details of your life, including the painful ones, including the confusing ones, including the ones you cannot yet see the purpose in. Every season of waiting was preparation. Every closed door was protection. Every person who walked away made room for the one who is meant to stay. You are not abandoned. You have been selected for something that required this exact journey to prepare you for it. So breathe. Open your hands. Stop gripping what is already leaving and start receiving what is already arriving. Your story is not over. Your story is not even close to over. And the chapter that is beginning right now, the one that starts with today, with this message, with this moment of your soul leaning in and deciding to believe again, is the chapter that everything before it was pointing toward. You are free now, you are seen now, you are loved now. And child, you are chosen. Not someday now. If this message found you at the right moment, if something in these words touched a part of your heart that needed to hear it, will you do one small thing for me? Leave a comment below with just one word that describes what you are walking away from today. One word: doubt, fear, pain, confusion, waiting. Whatever it is, write it. Then watch what happens in the replies when other souls who are walking through the same thing see your word and know they are not alone. That is community. That is what this space is for. If this message brought you peace, press the like. Not for the numbers, but because what we press reveals where we are paying attention. And you paying attention to this message matters. And if you want to make sure the next soul who needs to hear this can find it, subscribe and tap that bell. You may be the reason someone who is praying right now gets the answer they have been waiting for. For those of you who feel called to pour a little warmth into this mission, to help keep this space alive, so that more messages like this one can reach more people who are still searching. There is a gentle way to do that. A link resting quietly in the description and in the pinned comment below. It is nothing more than the cost of a warm cup of something good. But what it does is carry light to someone who does not yet know they needed it. When you give that way, you are not giving to a channel. You are becoming a part of someone else's answered prayer. And that, beloved, is a beautiful way to use your generosity. Until the next message, walk gently, stay open, and never forget, you were not brought this far to be left here. Heaven is still writing your story, and it is good.